All right, so my name is Javier Salgado. I'm a biology professor from Michoacan in Mexico. And in this symposium where I'm presenting, it's the life history of the breeding biology of the loggerhead shrike. It's one of two species that are found in North America. This one is a species of high conservation concern, and mostly because there's a drastic population decline in the last 20-30 years, especially because of land use change. And here what I'm presenting is basically all the features of the breeding biology from a resident population in Mexico. And this was part of the study that one of my students conducted in Mexico as part of his thesis. And what we found basically is just a lot of cool features of the breeding biology that differ a little bit from northern populations. So this gives us a really new insight in the way that we can compare latitudinal difference from year-round resident populations in Mexico versus all the migrants that are found in North America, especially because it's a conservation concern species. So this gives us all the basic information about how they are doing in terms of breeding, also survivorship and nesting success, and so that we can have a good idea of what's going on later with some other studies, for example, the last use change. So I invite the people, if they are interested in learning more about this species and this project, that please contact me. I'll be happy to answer questions about the general life history of this species or other questions that you may have from the populations in Mexico. So in this particular poster, what I'm introducing is some of the general features of the breeding biology. So as you can see in the poster, maybe you can see in this graph here, just basically showing the relation of the seasonality and annual variation in the beginning of breeding. And you can see that there is annual variation in the upper graph. You can see that April 2nd is when they are starting versus the next year they are starting earlier. So we believe there is an effect of a rain season, and which is shown here, demonstrated with the gray lines. You can see the peaks in the breeding season versus the rain accumulation over the year, and you can see they are starting way before the rain season. So there are some other features here, but you can see in this table down here all the breeding attributes of the loggerhead shrike from Mexico. Essentially what this is showing is the different data that we found in different features, and some of them are different from the northern populations. For example, we can see that the clutch size here is 4.2x in average. This is different from the northern populations where they have larger clutch. We believe that this is a latitudinal difference. Also, you can see here that incubation days is actually, this is the 3 years data, and we can see that this data is actually different from the populations in the north, which they have a shorter length of incubation period. In general, they do have more or less a good success. Where you see here is 42% for this 2007, 59 for 2008, and 67 for 2009. So there's an annual variation, and but this variation seems to be also related to the rain season and productivity in terms of availability of food. And so there are still many questions that we want to address. This is just the first breeding biology study of the population down there, and so we are really interested in keep going with new questions. For example, because these populations come from agricultural fields and cattle raising fields, we want to look at, for example, the effect of pesticides, or whether there is an effect on the land use change too, and the prey availability. But also we want to look at some ideas into if migrants are arriving in the same areas, if they are coexisting or not, or if they are arriving to different areas. So all that is part of the project that I'm conducting in Mexico. So everybody is welcome to ask more questions whenever you like. Thank you very much for listening. And
what email can they use to get a hold of you, or what's the best way to contact you?
I think the best way would be through my email.
Okay.
And I check emails very often. So if you get, that would be my email, my name over there, and the university where I work in Mexico. Okay, so I'll be happy to answer questions whenever you have. Okay, thank you very much, and I appreciate
All right, thank
your
you
interview.
so much.
Thanks a lot, Nicole.